been a hot minute since Dawntrail released. We have patch 7.1 finally. Lots kind of happened. By a lot, I mean, FC completely changed. Lineup completely changed. People I was playing with completely stopped playing the game. So, yeah, we're gonna go through this in what ways we can. So, yeah, welcome back. I know on the VOD channel, because in a KIP TV channel, it's been like what, bi-weekly uploads for however long. This was literally done, quite literally as during like the first week or so of Dawntrail. I'd have to look at the actual last VOD that I did. But yeah, 7.0 we finished fairly quickly, so that's just been in the queue this entire time. All right, let's get into Royal Invitation. It is a pleasure as always, Kip. Have you been able to relax lately? God, no, unfortunately. Corn! I see him. Wonderful. As busy as you have been, the rite of succession, among other things, you have an opportunity to experience Tural in a more leisurely pace. Sampling the tacos at... Oh my god, I'm not going to remember how things are pronounced. Good god. Shibalyav Tie? I have no idea how that's pronounced. It was once much way to do so. They're made the traditional way laden with fillings and are absolutely sublime. If you have an empty stomach, the owner, Brooke Eva, will be after you. Wow. Yeah, no, I'm not going to remember how anything is pronounced in this game. About to commit a war crime on how these are pronounced. Good god. Oh yeah, I was doing DPS. I got my Reaper to 100 finally. My Samurai is the next on the list. I've been wanting to learn Reaper. I need to go actually through all the class changes and stuff. I think Reaper got some... Everyone got potency across the board. Tanks... the tanks crap buttons, they got a faster, you can shotgun them faster. Well, if it isn't Kip, alone today, are you? For now. I see. If you have a hankering for tacos in the house, consider a token of gratitude for your help tracking down those treasures. Go ahead and find a table. I'll bring you your meal as soon as it's ready. Yeah, as you can tell, I kind of just dropped the game after I finished Dawntrail. It's good. Oh, you know, just hanging. I do want some of them tacos, though. They look good. I love it. It's perfect. You still love tacos, I hope. Hey, you ate so many when you turned 5, you could barely move afterwards. Remember that? I feel that. I understand that. No, not really. That was 30 years ago for me. Right, sorry, it's strange for me too. Just the other day, you were a little boy clinging to your mother's skirt as you set off for Yasulani, and now you're a grown man with a full face of hair. Even so, I knew that you were my son the instant I saw you. We're still a family. You can always rely on me. Oh, is he from Solution 9? Is that the he was in the bubble, time bubble? Relying, that feels like the only thing I'm doing right now on you and everyone else. I can't ever start a fire without assistance at my new job. Back in Alexandria, we had Electrope. If I needed fire, all I had to do was press a button. Everything was at our fingertips. But here, I'm helpless, a culinarian who can't even light the stove. The way the others in the kitchen stared at me. Gods, I've never felt so embarrassed. Sorry to hear that. I've been told the tales, but it seems life is really different within the dome. My wife and children, I was thinking I'd have them join me once things had settled, but at this rate... Well, we still have the Electrope ether, potentially tempering people, right? That's still a plot point that's up in the air and still kind of going. People are, like, Electrope sick, right? It was a huge plot point, Sphene visiting the apartment in Sub.0. So you said for them, if they're your family, then they're mine too. I'll do whatever's necessary to make it work. I look like such a tool. Let me know here, but it seems you're having trouble readjusting to life in Tural. Believe it or not, straight to jail. Right to the gulag. How about look, Lamont? To aid the folk like you, we establish a support group in the Wing of Reflection. There you can learn the skills you need to live outside the dome. Isn't easy being back, I know, but I'm hopeful they can make things easier. Exactly what I'll need. I'll definitely seek this group out and bring my family with me. Thank you. I could do a lot better. I could do silly voices, but considering that I stream for 9 hours on end, it wears on me after a little while, so I'm sorry about that. How's the audio, by the way? I tried to reset it back to where it should be in the sweet spot. Look who it is. Just about to go and find you, Kip. You don't mind the company, I hope. Use a bite to eat myself. Don't you take my tacos! Don't you do it! Don't you take them. Side quest is inevitable. Work on leveling jobs. Yeah, I mean, I've been playing off and on. Like, I don't ever let my sub lapse. Tacos here never disappoint. What have you been up to lately? I mean, I have been doing the raid series. I am caught up on the raid series. You're fighting in the arena in Alexandria, but facing off against tough opponents. So would you hone your skills even further? I can't wait for the raid series to conclude. I really cannot wait. As for myself, I'm kept busy with duties at the palace, but whenever I find a moment, I like to walk the streets and talk to people. That way I can better understand the problems they have and share them with Kona to figure out solutions. Bah! It's not such a walk just now, and as I mentioned, I was hoping to find you. Pause when she woke up. I love the cat. Kona and I have something we want to discuss with you. As Dawn servants, do you have time to come to the palace? Do I get to meet Smolja? Smolzeralja? Does that happen? Go ahead, please come join us once you finished here. Yeah, Galulja is, that was a moan. You know what? I don't know what's going on. Oh, we're getting spicy. Ooh. If only there was any popcorn about. We're getting frisky over here in Dawntrail. Getting frisky and totally. Oh, I saw that slap. Good God. Look, as long as everyone's a consenting adult, that's all I'm gonna say. I was not expecting that. But then again, I literally log into 14 and I just see Vieira ass just plastered all over my feed. So I mean, I'm not even logging in Limsa. I just go to like a random location, or I start like a dungeon and just like bam. Okay, that is in fact a Vieira and 2B thigh highs. Okay, cool. That is just right in my face. Oh, what a game. Game is actually just great. Yeah, I don't know. It's been interesting because just a lot of people dropped after Dawntrail, and I can understand it. I know Dawntrail was not what a lot of people's expectations were. I still like it. I do think the story did have some misbeats. I've even seen, story was like 6 out of 10 due to certain factors there. But I mean, honestly, I think that it was guaranteed to not perform as well as Endwalker, at least from a story perspective. Things like, as I said, Valley Garmanda, Bakul Jaja being just like, hey, yeah, we're not gonna really talk about that you just released, literal cataclysmic entity. Definitely a mess for me. It was an honor. You and Val Kona stepped away to attend a pressing matter. He should join you within before long. Small Kryl. That's a big door. Oh, hi, Graha. I don't think you were here for the entirety of 7.0. Oh, you're all here too? Kona summoned us, though if truth be told, Alphino and I have been seeing him quite regularly of late. They were in Garlemald, right? He was there at the end. I've totally forgot. He has to share our knowledge and Hanish culture, you see, in hopes of further strengthening your alliance. We are, of course, happy to oblige him. Yeah, they were kind of off doing other things. And we're likewise summoned. Otherwise, we've been carrying on with our work, compiling information on the Golden City. My grandfather embarked on this investigation 20 years ago. With our report, we shall finish what we started. Lest you wonder, Thancred and Uranje have left to resume their tour of Tural. Dad Cred and Uber Dangers epic adventure. I need this. This needs to be a comic, 100%. Yustola, meanwhile, is back to researching cross-rift travel. She's going to get Kona's permission to investigate living memory. By the way, she mentioned wanting to take a look at the key and you're keeping at some point. No! Don't touch it, Yustola. Don't. If the look she had in her eyes is any indication, I suggest you brace yourself when she comes calling. You're likely to be stuck with her for a while. I feel like, well, it's the key, but like I'm still adamant that it's going to be part of something like a staff. Like, there's going to be another part of it. As for Stinian, we neither know where he is nor what he is doing. Some things never change. He's just... He's User Dragoon, you know. Oh, Stinian. My apologies for the delay. Think nothing of it. We took advantage of the time to catch up. So what can we do for you? Hopefully present company is enough for you, whatever it is that you need. Matter of which I have summoned you pertains to Alexandria. It is in fact Green Graha. A state funeral will soon be held in Solution 9 to mourn the passing of Queen Sveen. King Gululja and his administration have invited us to attend. I mean, yeah, he is king, right? While certain issues remain unresolved between our nations, such as the treatment of the Asulani, I see no reason not to attend. For generations, the Alexandrians lived without even the awareness of death. It wouldn't have expected them to have funeral rites still. Apparently, the members of Oblivion unearthed records of ceremonies that were conducted with Alexandria of old. It is they who put forth the proposal for the queen to thus be honored. I'm having an awful time reading today. This is good practice for when I can eventually just step back from work to read books again. Oh my god. It's gonna be wild. I crave it. It's so weird. Like it's weird to crave to read a book. I can't really explain it. Leave it to that lot to think of such things. People of Alexandria no longer forget the departed. They're being confronted with the idea of death for the first time. Respect our friends wanted to do something for them. Though Sveen was but a simulacrum, she was nonetheless a pillar for her people. The pain of her passing must run deep. Indeed, a funeral will give Alexandrians the chance to come together to express their grief and that they might overcome it. Wasn't sure at first, but I decided to go, not only to be there for Gululja, but to put this chapter behind us. I don't know. I do still hold Wuklamot at fault, though, for Zoralja's downfall. There was that brief moment before the 99 fight, before Zoralja's final fight, where he had that moment of, like, he was definitely reeling from the amount of souls he was consuming. But there was a moment, and that's where I think Wuklamot's character really kind of fell for me. I think it was a choice by her, but I feel it was the wrong choice. And I want to see if there's repercussions from her actions. The rest of your presence is none other than to see if we wish to attend the funeral. You knew Sveen as well, after all. You consider yourself responsible for her demise, I take it, but that's not a burden you bear alone. Here's my idea. As a vow, I'll attend the funeral as representative to Liolal. Meanwhile, you can go in a personal capacity and watch over the people as they mourn. I wonder if we ever figured out that ARG that 14 had that they took down. Or they restricted access to it or something like that. This was before Dawntrail's release. I think the rest of us should go too, regardless of the reason. The fact remains that we've deprived Alexandria of a beloved ruler. It's only right that we remember who Sveen was to her people and to others. Let us stand with you. Let's decide. Let's head to Solution 9 and look for Gululja in the back room. That, and I wonder if we have the cipher for the ruins, the writing on the relic set for Dawntrail. There's writing on some of them, but I don't think we had a cipher. So, I'm actually really curious how much of that is actually going to, Crossroads. Okay, interesting. It's kind of weird doing this, like, live, because I blitzed, like, the entirety of Post-Endwalker. I did not like Post-Endwalker. I think that really fell flat for me, unfortunately. Which is a shame, because, like, I'm sure for a lot of Final Fantasy IV fans, it was really cool to see things like Zeromus, right? To have that kind of tied in. But I heard it was very... Like, you could see it. It was very... what's the word? It was very telegraphed. Predictable, that's the word. It was very predictable, I guess, if you had played 4. Which is rather unfortunate. Oh, I could have used the teleport pad. I don't care. 14 continues to be a Lalafell plot because not only do we have Dawntrail, but we also have Kryl being a Pictomancer, and Pictomancer has been arguably like one of the, if not the best class since 7.0, right? God, Picto's been really strong, which was why I was really interested that it got the quality of life update that it did. It got the motifs are now available at start instead of having to take a second to just do them before battle, right? Kind of like Reaper has to do its... well, Reaper still has to do its thing, right? It still has to do its funny little swish to get its... oh god, I forget the skill that comes after it. But they still have to proc it. I don't know. I disagree with it. I think that would have been a change that would have been more appropriate later. I think that Picto is really strong in its current state from everything I've seen. Yes, head to the back rooms. Have nothing but almond water. Oh yeah, I forgot this is the Garlean radio. Same music. Ah, you came for the funeral. Of course, I'm the only one who officially take part, though. The others will be watching over the proceedings. So how have you been? It's been a while since my last visit. I'm good. Shale is always teaching me new things. Recently, I've learned about the Everkeep systems and the mechanical soldiers. It's knowledge I'll need to use my authority properly. Studious as always, I see. By way of a treat, I brought you gâteau au chocolat. It's a kind of cake. I think you'll like it. Thank you, Lamati. Thank you for coming. I've never been to a funeral before, so I feel less nervous having you here. Out of curiosity, what's the custom in Alexandria? In other words, it's common to offer flowers for the departed. It's much the same here. According to the records, flowers will be distributed to all attendees. Something that all worlds used to be one. The practice of offering flowers may well share the same ancient origin. Fascinating, wouldn't you say? I mean, these are a few hours apiece. Flowers are being handed out at Praxis Park. I'm thinking of heading over there now. We'll join you. There's a man I'd like to speak with. Gosan, he was apparently Sven's aide and the one who sent us the invitation. Come on, let's go. I sense a plot to destroy the Jedi. Oh, wait. That's still... I honestly forget how big Solution 9 is. There's also the unresolved plot point of... Chimkin Man, I love him. There's also the unresolved plot point of who Grolulja's mother was. Unless we're just going to go with the logic that it doesn't matter, he's kind of just here. I don't know how they would really dispel that. Like, I don't know how they would just dispel, like, oh, well, his mother just doesn't matter. It doesn't, yeah, it's whatever, it doesn't matter, right? I'm very curious if that's actually going to be a plot point or not. Like, we have things here. Like, we have some things lined up. It just depends where they want to take this. Why, you're invaluable Kamado Tuliola. Thank you for extending us an invitation to Queen Sven's funeral. We are honored, truly. I have seen you before from a distance, but never had the pleasure. I am Ghassan, former chief aide to the Queen. Since her passing, I'm responsible for administrating affairs of the state. Man is actually just the state. Can we get our flowers here? Yes, Your Majesty. The flowers are being handed out on the court counter yonder alongside the regulators. What, we need to wear regulators for the funeral? Rest assured that they are not a requirement. We're worried people do not use them. You see, when people of Alexandria of old wore tokens mourning upon their persons when attending funerals, as such tokens were black-listed, we might wear regulators painted the same color. Yeah, I could see that. You had to produce enough for everyone, but we're distributing them as we are able. I see. Well, so that's actually interesting, because from the Raid series, we know that repeated use of souls actually degrades their soul proper. I don't remember if that's specifically in regard to bestial souls or not. I know that that's the whole plot point behind the Raid series so far. So I think they're going to start tying that into the main story. Regulator, no important things that we remember Queen's Fiend. Remember her and her kindness. Make an offering of your flower. Will. Proceedings will soon begin in the plaza. Please take your place once you have your flower. I kind of miss plaza type minigames. That just kind of reminded me of, you know, plaza from, what was it, Pokemon Sun and Moon? Pal Plaza or whatever. I can't remember. It was Gen 6 and 7 were kind of peak for that kind of thing. I miss it, dude. I miss some online functionality that isn't around anymore. I've been itching to go through Black and White again, actually. I'm waiting for whatever banger soundtrack they're going to release. There's going to be a banger in this update. I guarantee it. Their music team has gone hard. I'm waiting for some kind of incident to happen. There's going to be some kind of inciting incident that happens here, right? There has to be. What's the inciting incident for the update? As we've talked before, 14's a very, like, predictable story, right? Classic storytelling, right? Inciting incident, rising action. I'm going to say conclusion for YouTube and Twitch. Conclusion is the word I will use. Falling action, you know, and then resolution, right? But you can have multiple rising actions, falling actions, rising action, falling action, etc.
We're here for the same reason. We hail from different lands. Some were born and raised in the Alexandria of old, while others came to us from Tural. It was from this union of diverse peoples that a new Alexandria was born. The only home that our younger generation knows. How did we overcome the barriers between us? What moved us to join hands in common purpose beneath crackling skies?
I do like the shot of the Arcadian there, because it's the plot line at this point sequentially in the timeline has not been resolved. So it's, I don't know, like, obviously Arcadian, big part of Solution 9, right? But it's interesting that, like, I don't know, I'm thinking I'm drawing emphasis there where there's no implied emphasis. Like, it's just giving a shot. We do have the Arcadian quest line going in tandem with this.
You know the answer. We survived. We thrived because Queen's Fiend brought us together.
Okay.
Inspired and encouraged by her boundless kindness, we strove to be better, for ourselves as well as those around us. And in Her Majesty's absence, there is a sadness beyond words. Yet we must. We will remember her. Remember all the good that she has done for us.
I wonder if we're gonna make, like, if Primal's Fiend can become a thing. People, like how people wish for the Garlean Emperor back. Xenos' father, right? John World of Warcraft. And turned him into, I want to say Icon of Sin. That is not what that boss was. You know the boss I'm talking about, right? Tower of Babel, right? I wonder if we could get something akin to that. Because 14 has very much been like, yeah, just because Entity is, you know, not necessarily forgotten, but Entity is kind of in the public, like, unconsciousness. If enough of them, you know, effectively pray using ether, crystals delivering ether, right, that it can summon something like that. I wonder if...
So let us pray, as the people of the Old Kingdom once did, for the peaceful repose of the departed. And let us keep our beloved Queen forever in our hearts. that her memory might guide us unto the morrow. Would that I could find solace in my own words.
He is very small. I cannot get the image of just like Wuk-Lamat just like actually like trying to field goal with him. Just like kick, just punts him all the way.
Was Queen Sphene taken to the cloud?
That was an interesting take.
She must have been. To still remember her is strange, isn't it, darling?
I miss her. She would always cheer me up when I was down. But even though I remember her, I'll never see her again. That doesn't make sense.
It seems that's what it means to die, I'm afraid.
But what will happen to us? Are we just going to be sad forever?
There it is. There's the out of context clip.
What will happen indeed? Everything that we have, we owe to Queen Sphene. How are we to go on without her?
Like the bright yellow hair. It's great.
I still remember Her Majesty so clearly. If only I didn't, I might feel better about the future of our realm.
I almost feel like there's parallels to the Ascians in Zodiark, right? You know the scene where Venat comes in and the Ascians are praying to Zodiark, like, oh, well, if we had our power back, well, oh, if we need our peace back, and they started praying to Zodiark, and then Venat, you know, does her thing where she just splits it into 14 shards. I'm getting similar kind of vibes.
Perhaps we should also consider moving to Tuliolol. The journey won't be easy, but it'd be better than staying here in uncertainty.
In times like these, I take comfort in the beliefs of a Turali people called the Yorkui. To them, death isn't the end. So long as we're remembered, we never truly die. It could be the same for Queen Sphene, you know? If you keep her alive in your hearts, she'll always be with you.
But we still won't be able to see her, right? I don't want to think about that. I wish I could just forget instead of having to feel like this.
It's an interesting viewpoint on mortality.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to impose. Please, mourn your queen however you see fit.
This is definitely a difference in opinion.
As expected, they struggle to come to terms with their loss. I hope they can find a way to move forward.
It's
Hi.
not only grief that weighs on them, but worry for the future. Bereft of their queen, how will they proceed?
Hi, Kira here. How's it going?
True. But with that, at least, we're not powerless to help. What is it, Guloja?
I was wondering, is it better to remember or forget someone when they're dead?
I would say that's subjective.
I remember my father, and every time I think of him, it hurts. It's the same with Queen Sphene. Knowing that she's gone makes me feel sad. But it's different with my mother. I never knew her, so I don't feel as bad. I want to remember my father, but maybe I'd be better off forgetting him.
Guloja.
Why don't we continue this somewhere else?
Unless she lives on through the devices. That was an intentional zoom. I don't know where that's going to lead, but that was intentional. Hey, Gluz, do you really know nothing about your mother? Shale searched the system for information on residents, but only the Mamulja, but the only Mamulja she found listed where was my father and me. Even if she died, was erased from people's memory. She shouldn't have been there. Should have been there, but she wasn't. Well, because we know in Final Fantasy the mother's genes pass down, right? Like from an actual like anatomical biological standpoint, right? If it's like Mikote X Ara or like Ara X Viera, it's always the mother's species that gets passed down, right? The mother's race. Yeah, that sounds right from conversations I've had in the past. Well, you say you're there, means she or here means she was here too inside the dome. Can't be other way about it. Maybe it's hard to explain. I'm not sad, but I feel like I'm missing something. It makes me feel kind of sad. I want to know my mother. See, well, if that's what you want. I'll help you. I'd like to help as well. I believe I speak for the others too. But I can't bother you with this. You already came for the funeral. We came here not only for the funeral, but to see whether all was well in Alexandria. We're not about to leave just yet. Besides, I'm seeking to learn about your mother. We're bound to learn more about your father as well. We're tracing the steps of this man who kept his own counsel. We may gain knowledge that can serve the purpose of Alexandria. Thank you, everybody. Which the Alliance raid is also going on at this point in time as well, right? So technically that story is also going in tandem with this. I haven't played it yet. I haven't done Alliance raid 1 yet. Search of the past. Assuming neither memories nor records of Galulcha's mother remain, we must cast wide as possible. I suggest we split into groups. You could take inquiries to the outskirts. The rest of us will do the same in Solution 9. I actually need to figure out where I need to pick up the Alliance raid from. That's probably one of those I'll do off stream, or at least off VOD, just because those get really long. Hooray, Paladin with its button bloat. Main city for this expansion. Which one? Tural or Solution 9? I'm assuming Solution 9. Looking for a Mamolja woman. Oh, Galula's mother. I can't help you there, I'm afraid. I only know about little Zoralja and only what my father told me. He said that before the dome was cut off from the outside world, a Tural Vidral had appeared and was terrorizing the region. In response, Zoralja assembled a party of warriors and with them confronted and felled the beast whose instance near the king's feet in the past. A battle with Tural Vidral. Okay, interesting. Did he bang the primal? Oh no. Tural? Tuliolo? Okay. I mean, it's not Crystal Tower, so it should be fairly quick to actually get into the raid proper. Pressure's such a dumb mount. Mulder woman. Yo, Big B, thank you for the follow. Other people have never been a common sight around here. Why, the last time I saw one would have been before the dome came down over our heads. She was among an entourage or Landsguard that was dispatched here. I assume they all returned to Tural after the mission. But if any remain, I suppose they could have been trapped in here with the rest of us. Fox Nakamori, thank you for the resub. Oh my god, it's been 8 months already. Hi. Yeah, hi, how's it going? Are you flying castle? It's just a presser. It's just goblin tech. Got chicken legs. Spent way too long in front lines this past patch. I do like that they're not immediately giving it to you. As much as people can say that it will break the immersion, I do like that you have to search around. You have to this is the area. You have to actually search now. I like it. I think that it just thematically just goes better. But I've never heard of a Mulcher woman living in these parts. Much less one connected to, or much more less one connected to Zoralja. Better luck talking to people over at Tona Wawatan settlement to the north of Everkeep, a place called Yue Yawata. Resilient son won their loyalty when he saved them from some crisis or another. Or so the story. Excuse me, so the story goes. If I remember correctly, their chief's name was Hanalaka. What, Garuda? That killed him, Mern. It's whatever. Twitch is blocking you? Oh no. Ethernet. Yes, go to the back room. Yes. Shiva and that flying one. That doesn't sound familiar to me. Cool shit. The bottom left looks like the SCP logo next to the holo projector. Wow. Gulja has told me all we previously tried to track a record with his mother, but came empty-handed. With everyone's help, hope we can get somewhere in this time. I see we can fight a few different people as well. Let's combine all our fighting and see what conclusions we might draw. Zoralja brought a retinue from Landsguard to Yasulani along with whom was a female Mulja. His mission was to rid the region of a Tural Vidral and is believed to safe to say that was the crisis in Yue Yawada he resolved. Because we haven't seen another one aside from Valley Garmonda yet, right? Like, that's the only Tural Vidral we've seen. And some of his troops stuck around for the time, perhaps to assist the villagers' recovery efforts, and they could have indeed gotten trapped in the dome. I also heard stories about the settlement of Yue Yawada. People lived there until nearly a decade ago, and Zoralja made regular visits. If he required secrecy, a location known for his most loyal followers would be ideal, and if his Mamolja woman had remained there, they would have had an occasion to come in contact. Frostbite one of the Viper quest chain. Oh, I didn't even do Viper yet, so that's fair. See, but what could Zeralja have been doing in that village? Being a 14 artist? Oh, whoa. I think we can answer that question. Waiting for the giggity. In order to retrace Zeralja's steps, Raha and I spoke with the researcher who worked in Orogenics. He said that approximately 20 years ago, a number of colleagues were transferred to a research facility outside of Everkeep for the King's direct order. This first I've heard of such a facility. Only Vanguard was believed to have been under the King's jurisdiction. It's apparently being used to develop a new kind of weapon, but I'm afraid that's all we could learn. Plenty to go on. Even if there was work there was classified, and materials and equipment needed would have been manufactured within Everkeep. So if we look into transportation records, there it is. Routes are full of detours and attempts at obfuscation, but large deliveries were being made to Ueyawada, far too large for a mere village. There hasn't been any activity for years, though. It's like the facility has been decommissioned. Do you think that that's where my mother was? Can't say for certain just yet, but I reckon there's a good chance. It's amazing, even though no one remembers her, you managed to figure all of this out. Each piece of the puzzle may reveal a little on some, but when put several together, a picture begins to form. Even should memories fade, footprints remain to mark the path of those who walked it before. That old man Graha literally coming out there. Lesson learned in another life. We'll be investigating the secret facility in Ueyawada then. I'm assuming that's the dungeon. This time I want you to come along, Gulja. Ueyawada is on the other side of the lake. To get there, you need to take a hover cargo from the drift downs. Or I can just fly there. Hear me out. Expansions didn't have locked off areas. No, I'm thinking about Endwalker. No, we went even Ultima Thule, right? No? I mean, well, Endwalker Post, we had the whole... Trying to think. I think we had new instanced areas, right? Like, we had the whole Razad Han stuff. Like, we got new dungeon, walkable areas. I guess, technically, yeah. In expansions, we do get updated areas and stuff. Old Cruise Chaser is weird to me. We still don't quite know what that is, I think. The ominous source of electricity over there. Electric ether. This, I think, was the Colosseum used in... I don't remember. You go up there for something. Pretty sure. Like, I'm 90% sure. There might be a hunt up there. I still gotta go... I still gotta do Snake in 5, though. I still gotta get my Capybara mount. The hover cargo will take us across the lake. I've never been over there before. It's still inside the dome, so I didn't expect it to be too different from here. We'll likely encounter dangerous beasts, so the rest of us will go first. Follow when it's safe to do so, all right? Right, be careful. Okay. Wow. Okay, we're shotgunning that dungeon really quick. Sure, okay. Banui. Okay, cool. That we shotgunned that really quick. I was not expecting... I was expecting it to be a little further in. Banui. I need to do frontline at some point. Yeah, because Samurai I need to get up, and then I want to get Black Mage up. We're not going to talk about my range DPS. Bird. It's a lot of electrope-infused beasts. They're a little crispy. They're actually just bug zappers. Let's see if I remember how to tank. As long as they don't do too much damage, I should be able to retain any and all aggro on them. So I'm doing the big pull. Forest bat! Fucking rat with wings. Your dancing shoes on, I guess. Confiteor combo is still very, very strong. Oh, that Scholar Shield. What an absolute mad lad. That was a very easy pull. We have a very competent healer. We also have a decent amount of damage with that Viper going down. Viper being one of the top DPSs, if I remember correctly. What we call seagulls. Oh shit, no, you're right, my bad. I'd like to apologize to bats everywhere on behalf of that insensitive comment. I don't know when this pull ends. Come on. Music honestly goes very hard in this dungeon. I'm very impressed so far. I'm not having to, like, triple mitigate. I'm game. I'm not having to use triple mitigations. Sheltron's taking care of most of the work. And I got Clemency on back burner, which I'm going to pop. No, I mean, heal isn't too bad. They kind of hit hard, don't get me wrong. That's why I literally just swap over to Shield Bash to get some of those stuns off. Mine last night, granted, I was playing Warrior, so maybe thought didn't much. Yeah, to be fair, Warrior kind of just sucks back HP. As a Paladin main, I will tip my hat off to Warriors this expansion. Warriors are cracked right now. Like, I like Paladin, don't get me wrong, but man, Warriors, I gotta give it to them. Like, you guys got some W kit this expansion. That's just a boar. It's gonna charge the JO crystal. Let's go. Gonna land there. That kind of reminds me of Ensigger a little bit. Yeah, I'm like, where's the BS gonna start? There's the BS. Where's my mouse? Like a T-Rex, I can't see my mouse unless I move it. Oh, yeah, this is, yeah, getting your party on board with this is gonna fucking suck. I do like the UI for it, though. I like the bars. I think I need to make sure to point that away. I mean, you can move back and forth pretty easily. My positioning is definitely off. That is definitely something that can be critiqued. But Kip, you're going in blind. Yeah, and I went blind into the Endwalker Alliance raid. I still blind tanked that pretty easily. No defending. I already have raid gear, though. I don't think I need it. I mean, I'll greet it, sure. Yeah, no, healer's doing pretty well. Research note. Another person can see the transferring a beast soul into a person's body safe and ethical considered ensured to enter to been made today. Yet our king believes that there is no great. Okay, why would you guys make that poll without me? Let's talk about that. Right? Let's have a discussion about that. Fine, I'll have to get the lore later anyways. I kind of like it. As someone who's been on a huge Resident Evil binge recently. Kind of a fan. Okay, where's the next one? Zombies! Fast zombies! That's my hallowed ground. Hallowed ground didn't pop? Excuse me, what? What is happening? I hit the button. I know they tweaked that timing. What happened there? So, from a how do I word it? From a perspective of making sure that the party all remains together, because like you can't go on without the tank. Like, if I was trying to read the research note, and they went on ahead, which pulled me out of that. You can't do that. Like that's, I get it. I get people want a quick, fast, easy win, as you run, etc. Right? As a courtesy to party members, if one of my party members was doing it, I'd be stopped there. You have to let people play the game. I will heavily criticize that. What the lore here? I don't know, man. I tried to read the lore, and they just kind of pulled the next group. So I'm gonna have to get that in post because team is not willing to wait, which is fine. That's why I'm criticizing it. I would love to know more of the lore, but the team has decided without me, the tank, that they should pull. I could just let him die. I could have, but I feel that that's a report waiting to happen. See, that was much better. I don't know what happened there last time. 3, 4. Bulwark. I just like that this is design-wise, it's coming across very Resident Evil-like, and I actually kind of like that. Miss half the aggro because you know kittens. No, you're fine. Like I'm just I would love to know the lore as well. However, that is not it's something that I'm able to really ascertain at this point in time. Not with this group. So I will not, unfortunately, be able to help you much there. Okay. Right, because that was the leader that was being talked about. He's got the same model as the Fiend and Endwalker, the Voidsent who was sitting on the chair. Sure. So he's gonzo. He's pretty dunzo. And then it's an in. Oh, I hate that. That reminds me of Governor from the first Stormblood dungeon. It's fine, I'm a tank, I have armor, I can eat that hit. I hope you liked that Fall Guys event. Nice. Necro Hazard. That's cool. Give me 1 second, chat, as I have to focus on this pretty hard. As you can see, it's very much a seat of my pants. I gotta figure out where these are coming from. There we go. It's down to 25. Easier than some of the Dawntrail base content, I would say. I would argue that, 100%. The Hunter dungeon specifically, the Kukulane looking guy, he hits pretty hard. Bloodburst. Oh, that's him dead. So that's the second boss. That's not final. Oh, that's a thing. Okay. That's... okay. Not reported, but kicked from the group. I got annoyed at the Sage not putting auto heal on me and kept going ahead of me as a tank, so second to last pull of dungeon, you stood in every danger. That, yeah, I know people... I know Sage is a harder job as someone who's tried to learn. I'm fairly okay with Sage. I am not the best. But Sage definitely has a learning curve where some other classes are a little easier, like White Mage, as a White Mage healer, right? Yeah, it just gets a little odd. I don't know, as a tank as well. As a tank, if I were to... So say that boss was at 30%, and I were to solo the boss, I could be reported for impacting other people's gameplay. But if the healer keeps throwing over and over, they won't necessarily get reported. Reporting in 14 has definitely been something I've been a little critical of in the past. Dumb bitch do stay. Yeah, no, I feel that. I have those days. I have those days consistently. If I were to get a Gamer Subs flavor, if I were to get big enough to do that, could I just actually have dumb bitch juice? Is that a thing I could do? Girlfriends, because it's not receiving calls or text for a girlfriend, share the same feelings. It's not non-official. Might be SIM card, might be service, might be plan. I don't know. It's, I know I was getting issues with my phone internet, my wireless, my 5G, and I went in and they said I was on an outdated plan, so I'd go check with her carrier. I completely messed up my combo there. I'm not gonna talk about that. Missed out on free damage. Sprightly Dara is just Mudman 2.0. I kind of like it. I'm starting to take a little bit of damage, but the healer's cognizant of that at least. This is also one that shield healers might be suffering a little bit more, because shield healers are preventative rather than proactive when it comes to damage. They're doing fine. I just wonder how a white mage would perform here. Okay. What is this? Is this Brigand? Is this Ziggy 3.0? Is this the squirrel from the Dawntrail trailer? Okay, sure. Yeah, okay. Well, no, it's a rabbit. Sure, I'm in. I'm down. Okay. Conquer's bad for a day too. Let's go. And 4. Or my dash can just not go off. I literally hit intervene. Let's go. Gotta be server tech, dude. Ah. Oh, that's dumb. I do kind of like the name Dingus Daiquiri. That's gonna be Ruby Weapon. Okay, sure. Literally Ruby Weapons mechanic. Let's go. Yeah, you definitely get to benefit a lot from doing actual content, because the weapon series is entirely optional. Ooh, I hate that. I like that he just keeps channeling his abilities. Like, he hardly moves this entire fight. Is that an actual fall? Okay, fair enough. That is an actual death. Interesting. There, is he having to hard cast that? Yeah, he's having to hard cast raise. Good God. I got nothing. Yeah, like I'm doubling at that point. Yeah, no, that's a fail. Yeah, the res 100%. That's on me. Not expecting that right off the gate. I'm okay with it. I'm like, good God, though. Okay, so he's gonna do that. Well, I also had low HP. Healer also went down. No, me going down really cost us that last run. Why are they standing in the damage? What's happening? At least 14 does show you the mechanics before allowing you to, before expecting you. Like, they show you the mechanics throughout the fight. Like, this showcases that it does Ruby Weapons mechanic, first and foremost, before throwing that last order of HP at you. Where did everybody go? Am I the only one in here? Did they just not warp to... Okay. I guess I'll just KMS then. I guess the pull just killed them? Okay, sure. I don't know. It's so... I guess they landed in the cleave. Hey, Tony, what's up? I saw that was still in the cleave. Not expecting the not expecting brown trout as an actual dungeon mechanic. Okay, I'd actually totally lost where that was at. There we go, I should be safe there. Now that I know that it actually splits the arena. Oh, that sucks. Yep, that cleave is going to be super dangerous. I'm the tank. What do you want from me, guys? One, 2, 3, 4, honor. The fact that 50% of this fight is going to be done on this ring is kind of wild. Yeah, this is where sprint actually comes in handy. I would dash, but I don't think there's a valid dash point. Like if you Reaper dash or Dragoon backflip, I don't think that there's a valid point to be able to do that. Rabbit stuck? Oh, is that what's happening here? What is the dog doing? Gap closer, instant death. I just don't think there's enough straightaways to use gap closers, dashes, etc. I just don't see there being a straight enough. Like I mean, you're looking at like going like straight ahead, but even so, that's pretty catty corner. Like that is still pretty risky. I wouldn't risk that. Cool. Makes you wish you had party sport. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, was it bad? No. No. It definitely Helldivers blows a hole in the ground, right? I mean, it wasn't bad. That's one of those that you definitely have to look at and go, okay, but like what is your positioning actually, right? That was not bad actually. That was pretty good. Aiming, don't care. A lot of aiming this expansion for me. The Scooby-Doo live action, kind of. I can see what you're talking about, yeah.
For all the talk of my brother felling this beast, he only imprisoned it, like Vali Armanda.
From
Interesting.
what I could tell, they sought to transfer people's souls and memories into bestial vessels at that facility.
Okay, so this is what leads into Arcadian, okay.
The Tural explains the need for a remote location. It was doubtless their prime subject, though I expect Zoralja did not foresee the opportunities it presented when he imprisoned the creature.
Is it in fact just booty shorts? Is this actually going to be a person? Is that the context here? Is this going to be a person that was just now become rabbit? Hi, Zeralja.
And so, in order to prevent the breakdown of the individual, I instead seek to transfer their soul into the body of the beast.
I just look at him. I just see the Arbiter.
To wield the power of a Tural Vitral.
In theory, our initial experiments will involve lesser creatures. But in time, I am confident we will be able to bring even the mightiest under our control.
And what becomes of those who offer their souls?
As they won't be able to return to their original forms, we must consider them lost. But the sacrifice will be worthwhile, for the army you stand to gain will far surpass any composed of mechanical soldiers.
Interesting.
Very well. Recruit volunteers and begin at once.
Thank you, Your Majesty. I shall return to the observatory and see to the necessary preparations.
The Arbiter from Halo. Yeah, every time I see Zeralja, I just see Arbiter from Halo. Straight up. Oh no.
You've given him permission.
Oh no. Is the mother gonna be the big bad? Is she gonna be transferred in?
Tishalja, you will assist Kaniloka. As one of the Land's Guard's finest chirurgeons, your knowledge may be of use in his experiments. You will also watch him closely. In what you learn, you will report to me. You object to his project? Or are you incapable of performing this duty?
No, Your Majesty. Whether we shelter within the dome or expand beyond it, we require great power. But with no one to rely upon, we must take that power for ourselves, even if the means are questionable. I will do as you command. But if Kaniloka's work bears fruit, I wish to beg a boon.
What do you desire?
Something that I had accepted I would never have in Tuliolal. That I believed would forever be beyond me. That it was foolish to covet. But here and now, it is close.
A son?
So very, very close.
Are we talking? Is this stalker syndrome? What's happening here? Huh.
Perform your duty to my satisfaction, and anything you desire is yours. That which I seek does not lie within this dome. Here, I cannot prove the miracle. But if what you seek is at hand, then you may claim it, for it has no value to me.
Yeah, she's definitely a problem. She is definitely a problem.
Are you all right?
Teishelja. Could she be my mother?
Like the people in the outskirts said, few Mamulja lived in the Yasulani. I can't imagine many other Ubigo women were trapped in the dome. That being the case, she could well be the one.
This observatory Kaniloka returned to, Could it not be part of the research facility? We might learn something about Teishalja there.
Yeah, you know, the Resident Evil facility we just came from.
That's where we're going next, then.
That's the one. Oh, what a story so far. Just seen the past like you, then I could see the people who are gone because there aren't many other Mamulja women here. For a long time, I couldn't even imagine what my mother looked like. Then I visited Tural and saw some. I was finally able to picture her in my mind, and one day, I hope I could see what she actually looked like as well. I don't know, man. Heidi, I guess. Oh, materia. Now that the danger is behind us, started thinking just how unsettling this place is. Hard to believe it used to be a village. Oh, you're not the one I want to talk to. Be even a little bit cowardly, like, as long as you're sure we have to go back option, right? Well, we've discerned the purpose of the research conducted here. The trace of Remy Rain might have a greater insight into what came of it. Let's take a look around for information flows way to the upper level. Oh yeah, in Endwalker we got like the 13. We actually got to go to the Void. We got to go to that reflection. So yeah, no, there's yeah, we get new areas via updates and stuff. Yeah, there's just hold up, quick, everyone out. Let me turn on my spirit box really quick. We're gonna go play Phasmophobia. God damn. Gonna play Phasmophobia, Final Fantasy XIV edition. Let's go. God, I love the derelict like science aesthetic. I really do. I really enjoy the Resident Evil aesthetic. People, how did they leave, or did we just already meet them? No, I'm pretty sure they all got ganked. You know, it's just soda on the wall, right? You know when you shake up a 2-liter really bad and it pops out, right? That's what this is. It's a Gmod map. Oh, I 100% believe it. I don't think that's wrought iron. As can be seen through the wrought iron gate, as it appears the gate will likely resist attempts to force it open. Mate, we literally punched Xeno, so I'm sure we could just punch the gate. Perhaps a verification key will open the way. No one doesn't think it will yield to our shoulders either. We'll have to do it the old-fashioned way and find the key. Something, something, something. Hammer. What do you have to say, Alphana? I think people actually volunteer their souls for these experiments. Success was far from a guarantee. Even in the best case, they would cease to be men. Was the devotion to astrology so absolute? It's either it was absolute or it was out of necessity, right? Let's be real. Well, that door's shut. That's spooky. Can't sneak in there. Lies next to the body. Transferred you out of station in order to train the villagers in the use of electric technology. While I try quickly to operate common contraptions, will be no easy thing for him to attain. Requisite skill to develop new weapons, one which required no less than a manipulation of souls. I think two of my people have potentially grabbed to in the field. Loka, village chief. Teishalja, the field Kairujan. Further driven by their loyalty to our king, their growth has been remarkable. I dare to hope that before long they'll be able to carry out their duties without further instruction. Maybe relieved of my duty. Find nothing resembles a verification key. Damn, dude got absolutely bodied. Just thought that was a tyrant for a second. Hey, I don't see any Lalafell. You know what? I retained my case that it is all just a Lalafell plot for Final Fantasy XIV. Lalafell agenda. Make the research transforming souls. Yeah, no, that's a good question, actually. I don't know if that's necessarily foreshadowing, but that's a good question. Which is likely move between the upper and lower levels. Perhaps we can find a key among their belongings. The recruiting volunteers to new experiment. No, I'm not as bright as the others, but they would laugh at me if I was stronger, or they wouldn't laugh at me if I was stronger than them. This might be my chance. Soul transferred a few days ago. I can write good. Yes, I'm good. Very good. Getting hard to control strength today. Bit offhand of feeder. Cannot help it. So strong. Hungry. Always hungry. Cannot control eat. I must eat. Am eater. Must eat. By nothing resembles Rahishi. I like it. I like the so many just like descent into madness things like that. I love it. You see journal entries like that in Resident Evil all the time. Dead Space even has entries like that. It's so good. I love it. It's such cool world building. Think about what they did here. Hi BSA, how's it going? Not the open cabinet. Those stuff's neatly arranged in the cabinet. Among the various items, manual outlining regulations, tranquilization gas to be used in emergencies. You dig deeper, find a verification perhaps can be used to open the iron gate. I don't know. I don't know why that reminded me of Pokemon. That's kind of like just going through like something like Rocket Hideout or Silphco and just like, hey, you found the key. Put the key in the key evidence pocket, right? I've been very much itching to play Pokemon recently. I'm feeling kind of sad about React content right now. I'm not super in a good headspace with it, so I've been trying to not distract myself, but try to do other things. I've been trying to like do other things and be known for more than just React content. Very great. I'll call the others. He can be used to operate the lifts as well. Up we go. Mr. X just comes in through the ceiling. Let's go. Oh, as an option, maybe pick up an obscure title like Conquest. I've been actually itching to go through Black again, Black and White. I've only gone through them once, and I'm kind of. I saw something that was like the tunnel that goes through the aquarium, right? Like all the fish and stuff from the side of it. I saw that the other day, and I'm like, I totally forgot that existed. I need to go through Black and White again. This is the observatory. Didn't expect it to be similar, but this is far cry from the temple that held Valigamanda. All the machinery appears to be operational. I expect there are auxiliary systems in place to ensure that monitoring can continue even in emergencies. Warnings indicate various anomalies related to the seal's failure, most likely for blessing we managed to fail the abuse before it could cause harm. Right then, let's see if we can't find some clues about Galuja's mother. It's interesting that this, does parallel Valigamanda's temple, right? Thinking I used the terminal. Shale taught me how. Dude is actually just keyboard warrior. Let's go. So much data. I don't know what we should look at. Perhaps we can narrow down the search by inputting the name of Tesholja. Like the meme compilations. Oh, 100%. I need to download as a mod. 100%. Brought up a lot of results. They all seem to say the same thing. Tesholja, administrator of experimental treatments, research logs. That's good, doesn't it? Chances are the data is encrypted, and even if not, it will take considerable time to go through it all. Let's take this to the back room and have Shale analyze it. Read. Pops out of nowhere. Ions, right? Chance storage device I bought. There, it's finished. So much bring me all the way out here, everybody. If you're happy, then so am I. Besides, I was able to learn more about my brother as well. Fruitful endeavor for the both, or future adventure for the both of us. This can't be the end of the. They're usually about 3 hours. I thought. We can't be nearing the end of 7.1 already. No way. We did also get the Alliance, to be fair. And here we are. The authorities will doubtless wish to be informed about the facility and its contents. First things first, let's deliver the data to Shale. Not the end, and also the camera angle gave the energy being washed rather than seeing through the character's eyes. Yeah. The use of camera in this is actually really it's fantastic and fascinating. I'm liking it. Late for the Dingo's Chaos. No, you're we're going through 7.1. I will probably pick up something like Resident Evil after this, though. I don't know. I've been really itching to play, say, Resident Evil 3 again. Might actually turn on redeems and just shitpost, see how fast I can clear it with infinite ammo. Heading to the back room. Yes. Welcome back. Little Joe's already given me the storage device. There looks to be a wealth of data, all which is encrypted. No need to process. There's no need to process everything. In that case, Alice, I might take ourselves around the city and check on people. Mood is just his word. I know if there's anything we can do to help, but we'll see. I should let you know as soon as I finish my work. Thank you. We'll see you again soon. Yeah, because these are usually about 3 hours. The posts, at least as of Endwalker. I'll say isn't wrong. Mood out there is still grim. Some of the Turali remember a time before we were dependent on soul system demon. They're unsettled and wondering aloud if they'll have the chance to reunite with old friends and family before they pass on. Good reason too. The journey home won't be an easy one for those who have grown old. That's why it's mostly been younger folk who have been leaving for Tural, once with no elders to care for. Word of the problem has reached us in Tuliyola. My brother's doing all he can to see the Shock Tural Railroad restored to operation so that people may come and go more freely. Unfortunately, the tracks only go as far as Vanguard. Some traveling by foot will still be necessary. Even so, the railroads would make things slightly easier. How long before it's back in service? Couldn't say. When I left for this visit, Kona seemed reluctant to make promises. While Shell's working on the data, we can go through and see the save it for ourselves. Shalani Station, then. Make sure to keep Kona informed. It's been an interesting expansion so far. I've been very, very pleased with it. I do have, I won't say it, I do see, no. Right, I thought it was for some reason actually in Tuliyola. I definitely see where people fault the narrative, and I do have my own faults, like I said. I think that Dawntrail was a good follow-up, though. I am seeing, and this is kind of concerning to me, the more and more homogenization of classes. That one's kind of worrying to me, but that's been happening for a couple expansions now. It does, however, feel like design-wise you're playing a role rather than a specific job. Vow resolve and keep to boot. What can I do you for? Hoping for some good news about the railroads. An increasing number of people looking to return to Tural. They can't properly make it on foot. I see. As it happens, the Vow is ultimately here to take stock of the situation. Scratch the on his way. He got a new outfit. Bun, no! I saw that option. No! The good ship has officially approved my transition from Gleaner to independent contract. I was needed more fitting attire. Hear about the railroad too? It was in part for my sake the original Dawn Blazer was sacrificed, so I felt it was only right that I assist with this replacement. Speaking of which, soon Lamatias explained the growing urgency and the need we have you to report. New locomotive was on track for completion, but we're having difficulty pulling into the station, in manner of speaking. You see what we used? Dawn Blazer kit to get to the dome. Urgency outweighed all our considerations. Now we're back to the original problem: how to run the rail without upsetting the inhabitants of... No, I'm not even going to try to pronounce that. Mehuatswan. I have no idea. That is the Ronique, even though Hetsaro that followed them are none too pleased about the Hetsa being spooked by the noise of the locomotive either. The solution I've devised to quiet the road should address that complaint, but a silent train poses a different danger that the Ronique will need to be deterred from wandering across the tracks. So as we can't just blow a whistle at them or they'll panic and be putting off grazing again. With the railroads plotted to avoid Ronique's preferred grazing areas, though, it's odd they're getting so close in the first place. Ronique's grazing patterns have shifted since the tracks were laid. I'm not certain why, but I intend to ask the people of that settlement for their insight. As a major proponent of the railroad, I have a duty to assist in this matter, and I too would like to hear what the Hetsar have to say about it. They're the ones most affected after all. I believe it would be best to begin by consulting their leader, Huado. The rest of you can accompany us to the Hetsar encampment if you like. I mean, that's a big domestic policy consideration. Hey, let's go put it, for the greater good, right? We need this railroad. However, literally going to cause issues in putting in this railroad, right? I mean, that's a very, actual, real life thing that definitely happens. And then you get into things like eminent domain, you get into things like... number of problems and interactions can arise from that. Some especially very, very legal in nature. Dome. Which makes me wonder in a upcoming expansion if we'll see more of these domes and a potential I mean we have had shards rejoin into Eorzea, right? We've had shards rejoin, but that causes a calamity because of what the rejoining is and what it entails. Wow, how's it going? Oh, it's going pretty well. Went through the Resident Evil facility, and we're continuing on 7.1. Attack your arm because zoomies. Yes, zoomies. Well, resolve our reason I bid you welcome to our camp, but what brings you all the way to Wahitswan. Still not sure how to pronounce that. Thanks for seeing us. Our visit concerns the matter of shock to all railroad. You two have noted the Ronique's unexpected change of behavior then. My son, Geppetto, has been looking at this matter. Geppetto? Normally, we'd expect the Ronique to keep their favorite grounds nearby for a while yet. Despite a thorough search, we haven't found anything wrong with the quantity or quality of the grazing in Parayonan and Yotanen. Oh my god, these names, bro. Yet they refuse to keep where they usually would, instead pushing westward towards your railroad. Certainly see no cause for this unseasonal migration. Nevertheless, should they continue to move west, we will follow. As nature Hetsar would, I suppose. As you would have surmised, I'm Hetsar descent. My parents traveled with Ronique as well, though I myself had no memory of that experience. I was left behind as baby C during each migration, one of many sacrifices necessitated by a nomadic lifestyle, I'm forced to assume. Danced a cat with a kind peddler merchant was the only reason I survived. Taking pity on me, he taught me his trade and thought I might fend for myself. Became a stall keeper until he all markets, and that's where the Dawn servant found and adopted me. I already been in the place for some time when Lamati came to join us. Like me, she has been cast aside by her parents. I knew the pain of solitude, wanted to spare her that suffering. Time she has a new brother, I swore I would always be there for her. I got flashbanged by that, actually. My eyes started to burn. Ugh, that was awful. Really, I've never heard of the Ronique choosing a path so arduous as to force such a terrible decision, nor are any of the Hetsar willingly leave their own flesh and blood behind. There must have been some exceptional circumstance. Cannot say. The idea of following in their footsteps, that might better make excuses for their actions, never much appealed to me. As so often is the case, you are correct. Though my discomfort with the Hetsar way may arise from fear of reopening old wounds rather than a blinding fear of renovation, Nevertheless, see me repeat past mistakes. And if you still learn one of our country's treasure traditions would make me a poor Dawn servant indeed. Teach me of the Ronique and what they mean to you. Promise I'll listen with an open mind. We'd be delighted in the meantime. Your companions are welcome to look around. I mean, it's better to like read this in bursts of like updates rather than literally 2 expansions back to back. By the end of 7.0, I was pretty burnt out on reading. We learn Hetzar culture with me. I would like to approach this with vibrant curiosity that you and my sister share. But it would be useful to know where I am, or if I was to do it correct. If I am doing it correctly. Good God. Then settled, you learn more of the Ronique, and we'll look around the plains, perhaps in the process find the answers we seek. Quickest way to learn about our way of life is do as we hope. I hope you're not above manual labor. Not the most experienced, I'm ashamed to admit. Shall put forth every effort. That's all we ask them to take these tools. That, like the barding on that chocobo. Now, if you have anyone who looks busy and asks if you can help, they'll be happy to teach you. Do exchange another pair of hands to do it. Be back here later and share what we have learned. Ah, yes. Quest objective. Manual labor. Let's go. Pray to finish my task for the time being, but since you're so eager to learn about why don't I tell you a little bit about our migration customs? If you're here, likely already know what the Ronique are. That the Ronique are our Hetzo, our guides, and we travel with through the training of the seasons, and we trust them to lead us to fertile lands, all that we need to survive. But you may not know that sometimes the herd splits in 2, bound for different paths. On those occasions, we Hetzo must also part with half our number. Being a strange and stressful custom over the years, it has seen us visit new lands and broaden our horizons as a people. That, Joe, is the wisdom of the Hetzo. It's the Hades barding. It looks good. Looks very, very good. Belongs to the museum. I don't remember which one that is. Not a dungeon. I think that's gathering. This won't do. The wind will go right through it, and me without my needle and sinew. Where did we get the mending kit from? This is what I needed. Should be able to patch up the covering now. Given off, we pack and reassemble our tents. They're bound to get the occasional tear. Fortunately, the Ronique hides they're made of is durable enough that we generally don't need to worry. Just create yurt. When I went to SCA last year, I went up to an event. Someone just brought like an entire just yurt and just set it up. It was great. Yurt actually just works. Learning about the Hetzar way of life, are you? You may have a thing or two to share, but rather than talk your ear off, let me test your power of seduction. I find answers much easier to recall later if I arrive at them myself. Our Hetzo provides us something that we can use in medicines, poultices, and soap to drive away pests and sustain our fires. What is it? Bone, hooves, and hoof bones? Are hooves bones? Question mark. Sounds like there's a story there. That is indeed the correct answer. We've discovered myriad uses for Ronique chips over time. Each a boon to our way of life, and there's a need. Hetzo always provide. You know, I don't know if chips would make good soap, though. I don't know. I don't know the science and stuff that goes into that. That's one that kind of strikes me as odd. That strikes me as like just like South Park. Oh god, what was it? South Park alternative holistic medicine, that episode. That strikes me as what that is. But I don't know. Like that is something that like I never thought about. You know, if someone told me, "Oh yeah, this is actually this." Like yeah, this is the source for this. Sure, makes sense. Okay, cool. I believe it. Ronique's coat, you know that many portions are shaggy and tangled. Bone's fur is a bit overgrown, but a good brushing should thin it out. Would you like to give it a try? You need the right tool for the job, mind you. One of the type you're used to would get lost in the tangle, as it's not. Beto said a Ronique brush with you, did he? I like him. Now just run it through one little patch at a time gently. We get a Nintendo DS stylus game where we have to actually, like, you know, move the cursor back and forth and stuff. I wouldn't put it past 14. Dutifully brush the Runic until your arms grow weary from prolonged battle. Let's go. It appears much tidier now, though. Cannot be said for your clothes, which have acquired a new coat of their own. Nice. Well done. With less excess fur, our friend here will be more comfortable in the afternoon heat, less susceptible to illness. A combed coat also makes it easier for us to identify injuries should the need arise. Yeah, makes sense. So, back in the day, buffalo chips are used as fuel. Like, fuel makes sense, right? Like, that I knew. That makes sense. I don't know about poultices, or like poultices, medicines, or soap. I don't know about those. I also don't remember what that is a reference to in game. I don't remember what that is. Oh, there's a story there. I don't remember what that's a reference to. It's been so long since I did 7.0. Smell the grass in the wind, which is a good thing, I promise. You can nearly mistake one for it. You can nearly mistake for one of us. You even look the part. I have to wonder how Valcona is getting on. I assumed he would be looking to get his hands dirty, but he seems to wish to understand. His wish to understand was sincere. In the games, pet the animal and pop rip him because Pokemon to me was better than the stupid camps and sandwiches. The sandwiches and camps just make me depressed at this point because it feels like such a watered down system at this point. It feels it could be even Sword and Shield. I feel had a better like play with your Pokemon mechanic. I don't like, as somebody who enjoyed Scarlet and Violet, I think I was very disappointed going back to my copy of Shield, which I've logged 600 hours on, and I'm just like, wow, game feels more stable. It feels like it has a little bit more personality. Feels like character customization feels a little better. You can actually go into shops. Feels like the Pokemon Center is kind of the place like you need to be because you can rename from the Pokemon Center for learn TM. So that's a whole rant I can get into in an actual like Pokemon video. I will actually derail the stream. Ah, there he is now. Look at the hair. I love it. So cool. And Curry felt like a Poffin, so I forgave it there. I feel like Sword and Shield was just a more personable experience overall. For my tiredness, was tasked with grazing Ronique and ended up rather far afield. Found myself wandering hither and thither at my companion's inclination. Forced back on the trail seemed inappropriate. How was your own work? Have you had anything to share? Ronique, but in turn, the people receive all they need. The Ronique provide for the Hetsar, and the Hetsar are good to the Ronique, just as the family should be. Mine is not the only way, though. At times I lack the experience to know otherwise. My inability to conceive of how a decision might be right does not mean that it is wrong. My parents had a duty to the Ronique as to me, and I wonder if their leaving me behind was not so selfish an act as I once believed. No way to know, of course, and regardless, there's no bearing on our present concerns. We are here in service of the people of Tural, after all. Nevertheless, do thank you for helping me find deeper meaning in what we've done today, and will endeavor to remain curious, especially where the Hets are concerned. Glad to hear that, Valcona. You are welcome among the herd anytime. I don't really need food. So much food. I have so many boiled eggs in my inventory. It's not even funny. I have food for experience, like through this game actually dying. Okay, so we've established rapport. What's going to be the reveal or next information? Kona, how'd it go? That is a very look at that eye. That eye knows things. Look at that. What is that William Birkin looking eyeball? What is happening? I didn't know it turned into a horror game. But finally understand the significance of the Hetzo. Nurse the Hetsar as they grow and provide warmth in comparison in harsh and predictable world. They're equal in any man, not beasts to be tamed. Moreover, Ronique are sensitive, though we may treat their injuries or brush their coats to keep them hale. They must ever be free to follow their instincts and seek land where they might thrive. Hetsara would never cage them, and neither should we. To control their migratory patterns or capture those who wander too close to the tracks is out of the question. Particularly important to advance our original line of inquiry. Fortunately, we were able to visit the Renique's once favored grazing grounds. As we were told, the grass looks fine, but the place is too quiet. It's not just that the Renique, the birds, and even field mice have fled. We did encounter one pack of Ceratoraptors that looked to be passing through in a hurry. Typically, that sort of behavior in the fauna would be associated with natural disasters, earthquakes, and landslides and the like. But the Hetsara would surely put two and two together if they were God, oh my God, please, words. Two and two together were the cause geological. I measured the area's ether to be certain. There indeed nothing suggests recent environmental disruptions, but I did notice one anomaly. Is it lightning? Strong etheric signature to the east, moving across the plain all but slowly. And a powerful one, like, is not a predator given the local fauna's behavior. One of the raptors we saw looked like it had a bite taken out of its tail by something with very large fangs. Couldn't be. A Turuhetso? What? Ronique Reavers, the common tongue, are people of several names for such creatures. Fangs that steal. Hetso in the night is another evocative one. They can fend off many predators with their horns, but not the Hetso. Their scales are tough as adamant, and neither horn nor arrow can pierce. Is it just a dragon? Or a dragon-like entity? Or is it just T-Rex? Is this just a monster hunter boss? Well-toothed carnivore with an usually tough hide. I cannot recall any such fauna in this region. They usually roam the wilds in the northeast, and most herds will keep clear of them. I can't tell you why this one is so far from home, and it's packed both. In any case, we believe the source of the Runique's consternation is clear. As is our next move, we must drive this Reaver away, and they might return to their grazing lands in peace. The hair physics on this Hetso in the background is throwing me off. It's so good. Never fear, we'll make certain that the beast threatens you no more. I didn't notice what's on Arendville's backpack. I didn't know. I didn't even notice. Wasn't paying attention. Oh, that's kind of cool. Oh, that's perfect, actually. That is actually a chef's kiss kind of moment. Oh, that's good. I like that. Reaver is a clear threat to the local population. We can't allow it to roam unchecked. We'll do it for us to go running off search without having more proper preparations. And if others are returning from across the plain of spotted, they might be able to inform us recent behavior and where it might be found. To certain points. Sure, I guess. Item level 730. Good God.
Hetso is coming this way.
Cool. Doesn't have a great extra stream. Yeah, no, if you need to get some sleep, go for it.
It has beasts across the plains in a panic, and our Ronek are practically paralyzed with fear. We must get them to safety.
We can assist by helping to calm the creatures. Once they're less agitated, it should be possible to hurt them.
And after they're out of harm's way, we'll deal with the Ronek Reaver.
I suggest you remain here to attend to the Ronek when they arrive.
They'll be safe with me. Please, be careful out there.
I was not expecting that voice from him. Lib is the friend of everybody. Yeah.
Make haste. We must protect the Ronek.
I keep thinking it's a long or the E versus eh. I keep saying Ronique instead of Ronek.
There they are.
They're terrified. We must do what we can to soothe them.
Aggressively pet the Ronek, try to calm it down. You're not calming down, pets it harder. That's funny. I don't care who you are, that's funny.
That herd should be all right. Let's look for stragglers. The Ronek are Turali too. None shall be left behind. There must be something up ahead. Come!
Birds.
There!
These are no match for the likes of us.
Joke's on you, I am tank. All of your aggro belong to me.
In a panic was clearly an understatement.
Sorry, what is he pulling out of his fuck? What is that? I was like, I can't cover that one, Captain. What is he pulling out of his, like is it a golf bag? Is it just a gun? What is he pulling? I have no idea what he's using. Is that a saw? Like, it shoots buzz. I'm sorry, Kona's just Isaac Clarke. He's just playing Dead Space. That's a big gator.
All or nothing, then.
Nice. Cool LB. No. Kona just has what people expect the mid-end multi-tool to be. I always forget that these have big potencies. The atonement tree, or atonement combo.
It seems that did the trick.
For the fodder, at least. But where?
It wasn't the Alpha Gator? Well, it wasn't that one? What do we got? What do we got? A T-Rex? A Devil Joe? A Pickle? A B-52? What do we got? What in tarnation?
Look there! We've got a big one coming!
What is that?
Impenetrable scales and wicked fangs.
I think it's the same model from the 53 dungeon in Heaven's Word, right?
And no mistake.
The funny one that grabs you. No, or this shares the model with the thing from Eureka.
There! That one there!
Someone punt the Lalafell.
Not so fast!
Ow! His eye seems to be okay.
Even should it cost me my life.
Fun fact, glasses do not count as PPE as far as I'm aware. You still need safety glasses.
I will save the head soul!
Bonk. But can I turn it into a weapon?
Are you alright?
Do not concern yourself with me. Get the Ronek to safety.
There. You've nothing to fear.
I just want to point out that this is intervention in a food chain. Like...
Right! Let's finish the job!
Certified damn nature, you scary moment, but also definitely intervening in a food chain. I was clipping through that, I saw that.
I made a vow to our people. You shall plague them no longer!
Its breath would be awful. 100%, dude. Like, actually god awful.
You'll find the vow of reason is not without resolve.
Damn it! Not even a scratch!
One of the thing probably has more HP than Endsinger. Do we want to talk about that for a minute? We want to talk about that health bar.
Must have a weakness.
Damn, power creep do be real, 14. I see what you're trying to do. Full body scan, let's go.
Keep it busy. I need time.
Right! Go for the legs!
So the question becomes, I'm assuming this is Apex Predator status. What prevents them from getting out of control? Therefore, instead of dealing with intervening in the food chain, this could be seen more as a intervention on an invasive species. A rogue Apex Predator being in an environment where it should not be. I like that the T-Rex could fire laser beams. That one was pretty cool. I remember learning that about dinosaurs. Yeah, they had access to laser satellites. In Fallout New Vegas, the satellite system that everyone's after at the Hoover Dam. Yeah, that was actually from the late Cretaceous period. The Brontosaurus as well. They had access to B-52s. Yeah, that's pretty old. That's pretty ancient tech.
Now we just have to keep it pinned.
Congrats, you've crippled it. Now it's pissed off and angry. And in one place. Is that that's the fucking same asset from Omega?
But whence does it flow?
I was the giant pterodactyl. That's a hot mob in this area. I could have done this. Yeah. And having a protective ether barrier is kind of cool, though. That's kind of cool.
I've got it.
Oh, it's healing, so you can't actually. Okay, interesting. Down for the count. It's just the Omega screens.
One well-placed piercing round to the chest and.
Sorry, when did he just get the anti-materia rifle?
You're done for.
Y'all ever just pull out your everyday carry, your concealed carry anti-materia rifle?
Nothing's stopping us now.
God damn, dude. What the fuck? You don't keep those in your back pocket? No, I usually don't have a Solotherm 20mm as my EDC. Yeah, I don't really normally have one of those. That shit's open carry. No, it's full size Friday. It's the one that you Pirates of the Caribbean. You just pull out of your out of your pocket. God damn, dude, what the fuck? It's so good. Ooh, yeah, that's a good point, actually. That's fine. That's it's just a half rotation then. That's not bad. Some of those are all just still pretty bad. Or still worse, in my opinion. That's not bad to actually look at. That's gonna hurt. Well, it would hurt other classes. Ah, that still kind of hurt, though. A little bit. Holding anti-material rifle. For legal reasons, I have to recommend complying.
We must disperse that ether ere the river recovers it.
This is going to hurt.
It's kind of weird. It's interesting to see a mechanic that's been around since Stormblood just still in use. I mean, there's a lot of those, don't get me wrong. I mean, this was what, Temple of the Fist? You know, I was going to try to, it's for not. There's going to be multiple rounds. Or I can just kill it. I guess that was Final Stand. How those is due to me playing PvP for one of the Gara mounts. I missed so much. Only came in a few seasons ago.
We did it. The Etso, are they?
The Ronek have all made it to Mehua Hetsuan.
Yep.
Hunters are scouring the area for any remaining threats. But the local fauna appear to have calmed down.
Yeah, I would not have pronounced it that way. No, absolutely not.
We cannot thank you enough for your timely aid. You, most of all, Bow of Reason.
Still not expecting the voice from the model.
You would be loath to take direct action, yet you didn't hesitate to put your life on the line for our Hetzo.
I did no more than is a Dawn servant's duty. The ethereal conductivity of those scales is astounding. I dare say we could repurpose them to create a device that emits controlled pulses of ether.
Hear me out. We turn it into a gun. We just use Destiny logic. We're gonna turn it into a gun for you. Okay. Look, like one thing I've known is gods, champions, threats to humanity. I just turn them all into guns. Just cram into a gun. Peak.
Ether resembling that of the predator the Ronek fear most. It might work. If we struck the right balance, we would have the means to deter the Ronek from approaching the railroad without causing them undue distress.
And the worm, yeah. Yeah. I love the worm.
Connor, you've done it again.
I must say, I was hoping I'd never have to see one of these again. Still haven't forgotten the last one. And it's been more than 20 years now. I had come as a trader to the camp in Lozeni-Hetta. A camp that was obliterated in an instant by that monster.
Oh, please don't have a forced parent plotline here.
Lozeni-Hetta. That's where the Pelu trader found me as a babe.
I was wondering when we were going to resolve that plot line.
Can you tell me what you saw?
As I said, I had traveled there to trade with our fellow Hetzaro. Like us, they followed the Ronek. And like us, they were visited by a reaver. The fiend struck like a whirlwind in the night. It was chaos. I grabbed some token belongings and bolted in a panic, thinking only of getting as far away as possible.
So when do we get one as a mount?
In my panicked state, I could not help but notice the young couple racing the other way, toward the fell creature. "We're distracted," I heard one cry. "Save our son! Save the Hetzo!" After that, nothing but the pounding of my heart and feet and Ronek thunder. I ran and ran. And as the sun broke the horizon, I found myself separated from both man and beast.
I'm taking a little bit of issue with the writing. I think it's a little too railroaded, a little too fast back to back. I mean, in a story, I also, I guess, come from the understanding, in a story, I don't really need to know everything. If we were leaving, you know, Zeralja's mom ambiguous, sure, it's a plot point, but it's just like, I mean, sure, right? This comes across as a little forced. This comes across as a, like, almost Deus Ex Machina in a way, right? Like, oh yeah, I happened to be there that night. I mean, how many Hitsaro are there, right? You just so happen, and then you could argue, well, he would have seen, you know, the Reaver here and would have been like, yeah, no, yep, this is Reaver, yep, I hate that, wish I never saw it again. I don't know. This is one of those that I'm like, it feels a little too direct and on the nose. My suspense of disbelief starts getting raised a little bit.
Windborne words say that a group of survivors reunited with their remaining Ronek and have long since moved on. But still more were never seen again, including the brave couple. Or so the story goes.
So that's his closure.
And what became of their child?
I'm afraid I don't know. But if he wasn't with the survivors, even if he lived through that night, the wilderness wouldn't have been kind to a little one out on his lonesome.
Well, that's closure on his arc.
But Perhaps a passing Pelu would. And one day, even a Dawn servant himself. All these years, I was convinced that my parents had left me behind to follow after the Ronek. But now I see, they didn't abandon me. They were trying to keep me safe. I've wasted so much time resenting them, when in truth, they gave me everything I have today. It is thanks to them that I live to know the warmth of family, even after they were gone.
I feel like we might see a repeat of what happened to Wooklamont. I feel that because the first part, there's two parts of Dawntrail, let's be real, right? There's the whole, you know, gonna do our romp around tour of the new world of Tural. And then, you know, Wooklamont reaches self-actualization, realizes she's worth it. And then she kind of becomes a background character because, like, her arc is effectively resolved at that point. So she kind of just, like, cool. Like, she kind of gets shelved. Like, oh yeah, she's a complete character. Gets put on the shelf as a complete character. I feel like this might be closure for Kona, but I'm worried that we might see a repeat with it. Like, he'll kind of just be, like, shelved as background character. But to be fair, we keep seeing people like that happen. Like, they have their necessary arc, they're developed, and then they kind of get shelved. Like, for example, what's a Garlean lady from Ishgard? I can never remember her name right now. I mean, we got to see her during the foray into Garlemald, right? And she's still kind of doing things at Camp Broken Glass, right? But, like, I mean, when's the last time we said hi to Amaric? I had the same exact thing with Nanamo too, because I started in Ul'dah, so I had the whole Nanamo, you know, introduction arc. But then after a while, it's like Nanamo gets shelved because her character arc is done, and then she's just like, yeah, self-actualization. I need to be the monarch of Ul'dah because this keeps literally everything together, whether I want to or not. And it kind of feels like there's that separation, but she is also literally the head of a state of Ul'dah. I don't know. I want to see if this plays out. I want to see how this pans out. So this is our clap, 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 clap. Grats. So, you have reached self-actualization. You have completed and character arc. Lucia, thank you.
And now that I am Dawn servant, all of Tuliyola is my family. A family I will always protect, as my parents protected me.
So we resolved that arc. Erenville's been kind of resolved in a way because of the charm on his backpack, right? And he's kind of just doing Erenville things, right? Which means that I think the way that this is being done is to not have too many, because we are covering a lot of topics in my opinion. Like, we're covering Sphene, covering Zeralja, Galulja, we're covering the Hitsaro, we're covering Kona, right? I think it's to systematically one by one take out some of the smaller ones in order to focus on, hey, yeah, Galulja and his mother, that's kind of the big thing right now. And it's so safe, more than enough. Yet would it be wrong to hope that protecting them we also avenge my parents? At least I owe them after all this time. I think you're standing beside me as Dawn servant, as the often perfect man beneath the mantle. Let's turn attentions to the matter we came here to address, shall we? We have removed the root cause of the Ronek staying from their favorite grazing. Obtain the tools to devise an additional precautionary measure, a silent whistle, as it were. This whistle must be capable of emitting pulse of ether strong enough that they will shy away from the tracks on instinct, yet not so strong as to drive them into a panic. If we can achieve this, then we're far sight shorter than the traditional whistle, more effective and less stressful for the creatures themselves. The Parent Issues expansion, pretty much. I mean, our arc was pretty much done with Endwalker, right? I mean, we're kind of just here for the ride. We're kind of just helping other people with their issues right now. Turn to Shalani Station, begin our work on it then. While Lika and his crew will doubtless be relieved to finally have a solution. I mean, we had, especially with the final Xenos fight, right? Like, was this life a blessing or a curse? And Xenos doesn't actually get the opportunity because he literally passes away. Also, fun fact: he never uses the resonance throughout that entire fight. I don't know how the whole Fordola plot point goes beyond Endwalker. I think the class quests go into a little more, but we still have the resonance as a plot point that isn't fully addressed, right? Like, Gratis exists. We know that Xenos and Fordola had it, but we don't really know of anyone else aside from test subjects we've already taken care of that may or may not have it. We know that it is a thing. They could pull a Rosé of the Recapture, some Garlean extremists, gather that research or come across that research and do that. Like, that's still a plot point that could be open. If a plot point as small as the Silver Scales, the two-headed Momolja from, God, what was it, A Realm Reborn? If that is a plot point that was extrapolated upon and made a big part of the expansion, it would not surprise me if we saw the resonance down the line. And even then, his eyes were covered, so you could be like, oh, fan theory, Xenos used the resonance and transcended. I don't know if I agree with that. I think that his scythe being a gravestone at the edge of the universe was a fitting gravestone from a fitting end for him, as much as I adored his character. Please about something. Good news for the railroad, I take it. Oh yeah, I forgot that's what we were doing. Yeah, sorry, I was dealing with, was playing counselor to the entire, to leaders of nations. Redneck, we're avoiding predator, smart ones they are. Falcona's not too bad himself with the wistful idea. Sit tight while we have the train on the tracks before you know it. Cactar! See that. Big stories, but the energy I'm getting so far is an overarching theme of this is the sins of the father and tradition/adaptation. Like, I get it, and I'm not saying it's bad by any means. Like, I have my story critiques, but I also had my story critiques in 7.0 base. Like, yeah, it's not a stretch to say the Vali Garmanda Bakul Jaja plot point really kind of soured a lot of things for me. Just the hand waving was pretty bad on that one, in my opinion.
Whoa. She looks as good as new.
Go crash another train. Let's do it.
If I had time to do a proper job, could have really made her shine. Had to cobble together the exterior with spare parts. We refurbished the interior, though. Not that you can appreciate it from out here.
I love seeing him actually happy, whereas the one in the first is just depressed.
But
as far
as the Ronek are concerned, we've spared no effort. From the ballast to the ties, we've adjusted every bit of the track so she'll run quiet as a field mouse.
You and your crew have worked wonders. Our nation is in your debt.
Totally an outlier here. I mean, the story itself, for them, it works. I thoroughly enjoyed it. I liked bits that other people didn't. I like bits that other people did like. I mean, just it's subjective.
Come now. If anything, credit's due to Tuliolal. It's thanks to the folk you recruited from every corner of the continent that we were able to get her up and running so quickly.
I always forget that this man is just Ford Truck Month, the VA. Like, the way he said Tuliolal, like, I need that in a Ford Truck Month commercial, please.
Besides, the ethereal whistle's the true marvel. And we wouldn't have that without the scales you brought us. However grateful you are, know that we're even more thankful.
Right. If we're done talking, let's put this train through our paces.
Cow.
There's a Ronek up ahead.
Now, to test our whistle.
On it.
Half
Just point it in the general direction and...
Half expecting Florida to come on. Goddamn, please. Don't see that being true. Oh no, that's what we talked about when we first saw it. Like, no, this is very invocative of the first. This entire area, down to the whole Serpent Aranka thing, right?
Away.
The funny dungeon, the funny Cactar dungeon.
Meanwhile, our friends over there appear wholly unperturbed.
No, even down to the train guys, those two, red hair and yellow hair, they're just the guys from the first, 100%.
With this, we can alert those who wander too close without disturbing the rest of the herd.
a roaring success. In a quiet way, like.
That was a weird sentence.
Then with your permission, Vow of Reason, the Shop Tural Railroad is back in service.
I wonder if her voice in Japanese fits a little better. It might. It's like how Madara Uchiha's voice actor in Japanese goes super hard. Sure, his English VA is pretty hard, right? I like it. Madara Uchiha in Japanese is just peak. For a while, there were a railroad that we never get the railroad running again, but now the test drive is a success. We can breathe easy and start hauling people to and from the dome. Click. First Salonia and then the continent. Watch out, Shock Tural. Here we come. For the sentiment, we got a mountain of work ahead of us to ensure smooth operations. Time to get back to it. Efforts out here say they're say I'm not gonna notice once more. Thank you. For our own record, trust you can handle matters in Alexandria, Lamati. Well, Kona's arc's done. He gets compulsory evacuation device. Actually gets bounced to hand. He gets to bow side, tap side, rotate sideways. Peace out. I'm going home. Assigned to Denny's. Assigned cavalry. Not going to IHOP. Goddamn. People are like, what is he saying? What is Kip saying? Those are words. Don't worry, just L5R things. Don't worry about it. Papa that Shale's made some headway by now, and regardless, we should spread the word that the railroad's been restored into service. Dale, what do you have her working on? Delicious mother. Feel the same in his shoes. Have felt the same. Some questions are painful to leave unanswered. No cause to look at me like that. The clue we met have only been a single crime, but our memory was real. Which then obviously showcases front and center. If you didn't notice, hey, wink, wink, it's on his backpack. That makes sense. Needn't search out for what she left behind because she wasn't with me and we'll carry it always. I mean, quite literally carrying. Yeah. Wink, wink. Wink, wink. Speaking of things you're carrying. Is that a teeny tiny, what? No. Merely a token from Alexandria. Our friends in Oblivion would not take no for an answer. I thought it was a good souvenir as any. Whatever you say, for what it's worth, I think it's a nice way to bring her with you on your travels. Yeah? Yes. Well, you're off to the dome now, aren't you? Though I might join you. Thought I might join you for time, see if there's a lot I can do for the people there. Much change though it is, I still consider it my home. Of course, we can give you the full story on the way. All right, let's see here. Back to solution. We're probably in the back third, if I had to guess. Probably in the back third at this point. I mean, it was arguably a really good way to take a break from the Galulja plot point in order to address, right, characterization. It was a good chance to take a break from that while they, quote-unquote, you know, go sift through all the information and stuff. That makes sense. I can rationalize that. It's going to be an elegant solution, and thus the railroad is back up to operation. Meanwhile, Sheila is nearly finished processing that I should be able to share her findings with us imminently. Hi, Y'shtola. No, I'm not showing you the thing. Interrupting something, I gather. Why, Y'shtola, what brings you here? Seen enough of the gate and the Sky Deep Sea Nut for now, so I'm shifting my investigation to living memory. While there, I thought it would do well to have the company of experts on Electrope. I'd like to take a close look at the place myself. I can join you once we finished here. I like that Reaper kind of got a Y'shtola-esque top in the Assassin Relic set. It was kind of fun. Lest you fear I've forgotten, once I've made headway with living memory, the key in your keeping will be next subject of my scrutiny. I feel like giving Y'shtola access to that key is going to be a huge plot point. Like, that feels like Y'shtola's going to do something that might take an experiment too far, you know, like the flow thing, right? I don't know. Something feels like that's going to be a huge plot point.
There was a mountain of data to sift through, much of it tantalizing, I admit.
Hey, Barkeep.
But it will take time to fully decrypt everything that piques my interest. So, to answer our immediate question, I've been concentrating my efforts on the audio saved by Teshul Jah herself. While I've not listened to it yet, I have a selection ready for playback. Would you like to hear it now?
Yes, please.
All right. Several audio files will now play in sequence.
Things are about to go south really quick. I'm ready. I'm ready for this. I'm ready.
My name is Teshul Jah, and I decided to record this to help me put my thoughts in order, I suppose.
Mother?
Officially I was a Chirurgeon with the Lance Guard. I was part of a contingent dispatched to Yasulani to hunt a Tural Vidral that was wreaking havoc. After our mission was complete, I elected to remain. It was the perfect opportunity to document the geographic distribution of medicinal herbs in this region. Or so I said when requesting special dispensation. In truth, I could not bear to return to Tuliolal. I had hoped to aid Commander Zoralja in the right of succession, but he did not so much as look my way.
Wait.
I was never in contention, of course. One of the nameless many in his army.
Did we actually get to see this when he... I feel like I vaguely remember this, or my brain's completely hallucinating this. I feel like there was a... Yeah, there was a moment when Zoralja was walking out, right? During the beginning of the Rite of Succession, or he was walking into Leolal, and didn't the camera pan to somebody? I feel like that was a thing, but I could be misremembering.
To go back and face that reality was too much for me, so I ran. And in my cowardice, I stumbled upon this path. A path that changed my life. When the dome appeared, I found myself trapped within, and reunited with my commander. How am I to speak of Commander Zoralja? I admired him. His incontestable strength, his unwavering focus. He was a man of great passions. I watched him, captivated by his intensity. From afar, I would not dare approach. And in watching, I came to know him.
But that's a fallacy. You cannot, in watching somebody like that, truly know them, right? It's like watching any YouTuber, streamer, VTuber, right? Like you only have a snapshot of who they are. You don't see the full picture, right? Like that's a logical fallacy. The stalkers, that's the point. Right, I'm aware.
His eyes too sought the distance, but not as mine did. He yearned not for another, but something else, beyond the horizon. That gaze would never fall upon me. I knew. The experiment will soon proceed to its next phase, and when it does, as he promised, I will have my heart's desire.
Well, pretty well. What you?
Today. It should have been today. A new beginning. What I have dreamed of for so long. I hold a future in my arms. If he could see him, embrace him, surely that would be enough.
It wouldn't be, though. It's not. Actual fallacy of...
Full of hope I was. A foolish hope.
Yeah, that's... Yeah, that's rough.
Its scales are blue.
He's your son.
My... No, I can't. I don't know how. How could I? How? To raise a child, be a father. I don't. I can't. No! Get it away from me.
That's not fair to anybody.
Get that thing away from me!
That's not fair to anybody in that situation. It's not.
It's all right, little one. Papa was just surprised. That's all. He'll come around. We'll be a happy family. Kaniloka is shouting for me. The research hasn't been going well. But I can't let him take it out on my baby. Hush now, little one. I know just where to hide you.
Yeah, that's rough. Like, that's bad.
That's all of them.
He was abandoned, the poor dear. We found him in the drift downs a few years ago.
The use of silence here rather than music is very important.
We know some manner of accident happened at the facility after this was recorded. Perhaps your mother couldn't come back for you.
Hey, Gololcha.
I'm fine, Lamarchi. Father and Mother, they were both so lonely. If we could have been together, maybe they wouldn't have been. But sometimes things don't work out, no matter how hard you try. I can't tell if I'm happier now. But it's better to know, I think. Thank you, everyone.
He has the maturity that full-grown adults do not. That's wild. Interesting. How am I doing? Pretty well. How about you? Better to know a profound response for one so young. Though she didn't have to be, Gluja is indeed wise beyond his years. Yet he never outgrows the need for dependable companions. 'Tis fortunate that he has you. And he should because you. I got to hear my mother's whole story. That might actually be it. It depends. Well, we don't know the manner of the accident. We don't. So there's probably more to this. I heard it because you were brave enough to listen, Gluja. If you remember one thing, remember that. Then, having shared what I can at present, I'm ready to handle remember when you are. Planning to be thorough, so we need to stop for supplies on the way. That said, I promise we won't remain over long. Know we all have much more to attend to. For now, farewell. Word before you leave. He's already been spreading word on the railroad. We expect people to be clamoring to get on the first train back. If the reaction's been a polar opposite, scant few seem inclined to depart Alexandria anytime soon. When we spoke before, many said Tural are eager to reunite with friends and family. Maybe they're concerned about getting through the vanguard. If so, we could take turns accompanying them. In any case, we need to speak with people ourselves. Let's start at lane 09. Between Shadowbringers and Endwalker. Shadowbringers, I feel, got better. Shadowbringers base was pretty good. I feel it got better in the post patches. The 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. There were a couple parts of it that I guess were longer, but I do think post. I liked post Shadowbringers more than post Endwalker. I did not enjoy post Endwalker. It felt like a obligatory slog to me, but I also don't have enough experience with Final Fantasy 14, or sorry, Final Fantasy 4. Because it's very 4 focused. Feel bad to me. And Shadowbringers felt better. I think Shadowbringers were a 5-3 was amazing. That's all I'm gonna say on 5-3. Many people gathering at practice part. Let's try there first. Move on from DLC to DLC. Yeah. I get it. They're all pretty...
People look uneasy.
Yeah.
Did something happen?
Somber, catatonic, uneasy. Yeah, that's a fair thing. I was about to notice that. What manner of silliness is this? Hit your groove on, soldier. These boys party hard and they play harder. Thank you, Manslayer.
Someone was killed in the Thunder Yards.
Oh?
The Thunder Yards was one of the hunters slain by a beast.
Like a slog to me.
Hunter, all right.
How'd you like the rabbit, Rev?
But it was no fiend that did him in. Only a random bolt of lightning.
Interesting.
Such a senseless way to die. They say that he expended his last soul cells during Zoraljar's attack on the city.
For an upright, hard-working man to meet such an unceremonious end, it feels wrong.
Ha! That one feels a little too real. Me and Protocarbo, how many times did you fall in the hole?
But we'll be fine, won't we? Even if the system no longer erases our memory of the departed, the regulators continue to function. I shan't go before my time. Growing old and passing peacefully with the help of the ushers is only natural.
Well, you may think so, but how are we to know? We have no memory of those who have gone. More may have met violent deaths than passed from old age, and we would be blissfully unaware.
Yeah. Well, welcome to how people come to terms with mortality and trauma. This is normal.
To you or me, to any of us.
I fell in the hole once.
Then what are
I'm gonna withhold comment from that one because I was that would have gotten dark really quick from that unfiltered thought. Oh my god! No, wait. I thought this was just how people lived everyday life.
With time, I had hoped that they'd be able to adjust to their new situation. But it's only gotten worse.
Look! It's Queen Sphene!
Oh, whoa? You're supposed to be dead.
What?
Help, Queen Sphene! The grown-ups are really upset, and I don't know what to do.
How is she going to act? That's my first question.
I see that you are as kind-hearted as ever, Nico. Never fear. I'm here to set things aright.
Is a backup copy possible? Or is this...
I don't understand.
Prime?
Sphene is gone. Forever.
Well, not necessarily.
You there, Gusson. You were the Queen's aide, weren't you? What's the meaning of this?
Begging your pardon, Vow of Resolve. But Her Majesty Queen Sphene is paying visit to her people, as is her wont.
I love how just it's like the Ranjit thing, dude. Like it's such a because going into this, you're just like, oh, he's gonna do some sketchy shit, right? Oh, he's gonna be sketchy. Like the character, like just it's like when you're doing the Dawntrail DPS line, the ninja dude, right? Like make it a little harder, please.
What are you talking about? Sphene is dead. You officiated the funeral yourself. We all placed flowers to mourn her passing.
A funeral? For Her Majesty?
All right. Is it the new regulators? It's gonna be the new regulators. Yep.
What a curious jest. You know full well that ceremony was to commemorate those lives lost during the attack of Alexandria.
And this goes down to the tampering. Not necessarily removal, but full tampering.
Her Majesty walks among her people that she might support them in this most trying of times. Surely that is not cause for consternation.
He's talking more like Sphene does in that dialogue. She's still in a backup system?
Your Majesty, won't you free us from these terrible memories of the departed? This is no way to live. Not for us, nor our children.
I wish that I could. Truly I do. But with living memories shut down, even I cannot restore the system that once afforded us that comfort.
What an interesting... Huh.
You needn't fret, however. I have prepared an alternate solution.
We're just gonna turn everybody into whatever Zeraldo was working on.
All of us shall be made endless.
Yep, yeah, that's the one.
I have created a new system that allows you to transplant your memories directly into an ethereal vessel. One not reliant upon soul cells. This way, you need never again fear death. You may live as you please, and for as long as you like.
That is an interesting drop, considering the raid series is ongoing, like I've said.
Our stores of ether are, at present, not sufficient to provide this boon to everyone.
Huh? War being declared on the Warrior of Light, maybe?
Some of you received Neo-Regulators for the funeral ceremony, did you not? And there are still more we have yet to distribute. 5,000 in all.
Huh?
One day soon,
those with neo-regulators will be called to join the Endless, and thence be free of suffering forevermore.
Nice.
But only 5,000 of us?
And that causes a shift, a schism, a rift. Because that is clearly not Sphene.
Real Sphene would never be content to save only some of her people. Who are you?
I am Sphene, the Queen of Reason.
Okay, I'm like, we're not going to drop the facades that soon. No way. It's easier for her to play the long game. Notice the background, the electronics.
Let's return to the back room. I need to calm down, and then we'll talk.
That feels like that might be the high point for 7-1. This might be we might be in falling action resolution now. This honestly kind of mirrors our involved from Shadowbringers. This kind of does mirror that kind of reveal, that kind of story element. It could be Tural, Galulish's mother. I only caught the proclamation from a distance, but I can tell you that the message about new regulators was received with utmost clarity. Couldn't have been Sphene. She should have been destroyed when the Meso terminal shut down. Not a single Alexandrian to bear witness, presented with an identical figure claiming to be their beloved queen. 'Tis no surprise that they would choose to believe she's alive. What is troubling, however, is that their denial in the funeral was held in her honor, just as if their memories had been erased. Amogus? Sasamogus? Susibaka? Oh, whoa. Members of Oblivion remain unaffected. That was likely the work of the regulators, but by whose design? Someone smart enough to play at being the Queen of Reason in that guise. Even if some suspect deception, most of Alexandria will be on her side. We need to find out who she really is. Like wholeheartedly, we should avoid drawing more attention than we already have. We must be patient until Oblivion's network turns up a lead, or until our self-proclaimed queen makes her next move. See you again in like 6 months, right? Is that what I'm hearing? See you again in 6 months? I somehow expected the Hildebrand theme. I actually expected it's just like, no, please.
Oh, where am I?
Oh my god, is this Kingdom Hearts 4?
My people, are they safe?
Is this actually, this might actually be, what, Sphene Prime, maybe?
Why am I?
I see your Stoll in the background. Yep. So let's Creamer bore on their face to learn. Remember, your soul is not going to tell us about this for about 6 months, right? No way, bro. No freaking way. Okay, I do disagree with that conclusion. I know it's going to be left on a cliffhanger. I disagree with it on this premise because they literally did it correctly in post Shadowbringers and even post Endwalker. They so for example, like, hey, we need to have time for Porksies to do Porksy things, right? Okay, and then you go from like what 0.4, 0.5, whatever, right? Hey, we need time for X to happen, right? She legitimately just went over to living memory, right? Like, hey, I'll see you guys later, and then the proclamation happens. That would be right now, right? She is going to wait, what? I say 6 months, but it's gonna be more than 3 months, right? She is going to wait 3 months to tell us, hey, by the way, this is over here. I do disagree with the execution a little bit. I do disagree with that. I think it was neat. I think it was a neat follow-up. I think a lot of the immediate issues got addressed. I think we had a lot of setup in regards to experiments, sussy Baka experiments going on. More Zeralja characterization. I'm sure we're going to see more of... I keep wanting to say Zine Talk. That is not who Galush's mother is. Oh my god, brain. But yeah, we're gonna see where that goes. I'm curious what the next patch is gonna bring. Curious what the Alliance raid is gonna bring. Curious for next Arcadian. A lot of stuff. But thank you all for watching. I'm gonna get this uploaded to the VOD channel when I can. For reference, this is done on November 13th of 2024. So if you're keeping track on like, wow, there's a big jump between that upload, Kip. Yes, there is a big upload. Big chunk in that. But thank you for watching.